You are 41 years old. You have $4.3 million. Nobody knows. Your coworkers feel sorry for you. Your neighbors think you're scraping by, and you've never once corrected them. This is the story of why looking poor might be the most important decision you ever make. Rewind 11 years. You are 30 years old, and the number that defines your life isn't 4 million. It's negative 19,000, credit card debt, $19,000 of it, built up from nothing dramatic, just groceries, subscriptions, a concert here, a weekend trip there, small things. Invisible things. You make $47,000 a year, before taxes. You work in a mid-size marketing firm downtown. You wear decent enough clothes. You keep up appearances. And every month the balance goes down a little more. The worst part isn't the number. It's the feeling, like you're running on a track that never ends. Like every time you think you're catching up, something pulls you back. Your colleague Marcus buys a new car, a black BMW 5 Series. He parks it out front like it's a statement. You take the subway. And in that moment, standing on that platform, you feel it. That small, quiet sting, not jealousy exactly, something quieter than that, a question. Why is he able to do that and I can't? And the answer you come up with is the most dangerous answer possible. You think, he must be doing better than me. He must know something I don't. He must have more figured out. But none of that is true. Marcus is financing the appearance of success. You just can't see it yet. That night something changes. You don't have a dramatic epiphany. No mentor appears. No seminar changes your life. It's a book, a used paperback you find at a second-hand store, $3. You read it in one sitting, and there's one line in it that you can't let go of. Wealth is what you don't spend. 4 words. You've heard versions of it before. But something about reading it in that tiny apartment, with $19,000 of debt sitting on your credit card, makes it land differently this time. You think about Marcus and his BMW. You think about everyone you know who looks successful, and you realize you've been reading the wrong signals your entire life. The people who look rich, most of them are paying for the performance. Every month, the car payment, the rent in the right neighborhood, the dinners they post, they're financing an image. And the image costs everything they have, and the people who have real money, real, deep, unmovable money, most of them look ordinary. They drive sensible cars, they eat at diners. They wear plain jackets because they stopped performing wealth years ago. That night you make 3 decisions, not complicated ones, simple, clear, absolute. First, the debt dies before anything else. Every dollar above expenses goes to it, no exceptions. Second, you pay yourself before you pay anyone else. Automatic, invisible, consistent. And third, you stop explaining yourself to anyone. Year 1 is uncomfortable, not painful, just uncomfortable. The debt sits at $19,000. Your salary hasn't changed, but your spending has. You cancel 3 subscriptions. You cook more. You stop ordering delivery. Small things, not dramatic. Nobody around you notices. That's exactly the point. At work, nothing changes. You do your job. You don't announce anything. Marcus is talking about upgrading to a bigger apartment. You listen, you nod, you say nothing. 14 months later, the debt is gone. Completely. Zero. You don't celebrate, you redirect the payments. Every dollar that used to go to the credit card now goes to an index fund. Quietly, automatically, without ceremony, the money moves while you sleep. Nobody knows. Year 2 arrives. Something starts to shift. Not in the numbers, not yet, in your thinking. You start to see money differently, not as something you spend, as something you deploy. You get a raise, $4,000 more a year. Your lifestyle doesn't change by a single dollar. The raise goes straight in, all of it. That's the move nobody makes. That's the move that changes everything. Most people get a raise and buy something, a nicer apartment, a newer car, better clothes, fancier groceries. The raise gets absorbed. And they're back to zero within 60 days. You stay in the same apartment, the one with the plain curtains, the one that costs less than half your take-home. You drive the same 2014 Civic you bought secondhand. People at work joke about it. You smile. You say nothing. Year 3. Your portfolio crosses $50,000. You look at the number. You feel something unfamiliar. Stability, not excitement, not pride, just stability. Like solid ground under your feet for the first time. The people around you are living for the weekend. Brunches. Bar tabs, vacations financed on credit. They post it all. The poolside photos, the airport lounges. It looks like freedom. It isn't. Freedom is the ability to say no. No to the job you hate. No to the situation that disrespects you. No to the person who treats you badly. You can't say no without a number behind you. Year 5. You change jobs, not for the title, not for the office. For the salary jump, 68,000 now. Your spending stays exactly the same. Year 6, 6 figures. Your portfolio is at 140,000. You look the same as you did at 47,000. Same jacket, same car, same diner on Thursdays. Nobody knows. Year 7, the portfolio crosses 500,000, $500,000. Quietly sitting there, growing on its own, compounding without asking permission. You've never mentioned it, not once, not once. Year 8 is when it gets hard, not financially, socially. Your college friends are all buying houses, posting renovation photos, new kitchens, new decks. We finally got a place, they say. You smile, you say nothing. And there's a moment somewhere around month 3 of that year where you almost break. You're online, looking at apartments, not because you need one, because you can afford one. And that's exactly the trap. I've earned this, you think. I've been disciplined for 8 years. I deserve better than plain curtains. And you might be right, but you open your portfolio. And you do the math, $25,000 a year. That's what the upgrade costs, not in rent alone, in what that money would have become in 5 years, in 10 years. That deserve moment costs you more than you think. Then there's the job offer. Year 9, a company recruits you, more money, more prestige, a corner office on the 14th floor. A title that sounds important, and you feel it, that old hunger, the one that wants to be seen, the title, the office, the business cards with the right logo. There's a part of you that still wants people to know, still wants the credit, still wants someone to say he made it, but then you think about it clearly. Who are you trying to impress? People who don't know your portfolio, people who will never understand what you've actually built. For what? You take the salary, you leave the title, you choose silence. Again, year 11. You do the math on a Tuesday morning, not a special day, no occasion, just a Tuesday, and the number is $4.3 million. You sit with it for a while, you don't call anyone. You don't post anything, you just sit, and you realize you've been financially free for longer than you knew. The monthly passive income from the portfolio, dividends, distributions, interest covers your expenses. Every month, with money left over, the job has become optional. You give 3 weeks' notice on a Friday afternoon, not dramatically. You walk into your manager's office, a woman named Sandra who's always been decent to you, and you hand her a single sheet of paper. She looks surprised. She asks if everything is okay. Everything's great, you say. I'm just ready for something different. On his last day, Marcus throws a department farewell, cheap office cake, a card signed by people he barely knows. They wonder where he's going, a competitor, a startup. He just smiles, he says nothing. The next morning is a Monday. His alarm doesn't go off, because he turned it off the night before. He wakes up slowly, makes coffee in the same plain kitchen, the same white mug, steam rising, and for the first time in 11 years, nowhere to be. Nobody claps, nobody throws a parade. No magazine writes about him, no one on social media knows his name, and that's exactly how he wants it. He goes to the same diner, the same Thursday booth, orders the same coffee. Sits with no phone on the table, just quiet, just free. Most people will never understand this, not because they're not smart enough, because nobody told them the real game. The real game is not about how much you earn, it's about how much you keep, and how long you keep it silent. Silence is the strategy, invisible is the goal. Looking poor isn't about shame. It's not about denial, it's not about suffering through a life you don't want. It's about not funding the audience, not buying props for a stage you never agreed to perform on. Every dollar you don't spend on appearance is a dollar that's building you an exit, from the job you hate, from the city that drains you, from the situations that no longer serve you. That's what the quiet life is buying. The smartest people in any room are often the ones you'd never suspect. They're not the loudest, they're not the best dressed. They're the one in the corner with the plain jacket and the quiet expression, who hasn't needed to prove anything to anyone in a very long time. You don't owe anyone a performance. You don't owe anyone a display. Your silence is not a secret, it's a strategy. If this resonated, there are more stories like this on this channel. Stay quiet, stay building.